Hashtag India stands with Israel is trending. What do you think explains the strong support from India? India and Israel are more than 4,000 kilometers apart, but they're united in their experience. They share a long and painful history of fighting terrorism. Indians are all too familiar with the pain that the ordinary Israeli is feeling today. A right to peaceful existence has been threatened time and again by the depraved actions of our neighbor, so India understands Israel's pain and plight. But beyond the unmitigated humanitarian tragedy is the geopolitics. What's at stake for India in this conflict? To answer that, we must understand history. In 1950, India announced its recognition of Israel. It was one of the last non-Muslim states to recognize Israel. India was one of the last non-Muslim states, but India was also among the first to recognize Palestine. That happened in 1988. And that's not all. In 1974, India became the first non-Arab state to recognize the Palestine Liberation Organization. New Delhi accepted this group as a sole representative of the Palestinian people. So historically, India's ties with Palestine have run deeper compared to those with Israel. In the 1980s, Yasser Arafat visited India frequently. He was a Palestinian leader, Yasser Arafat. But beyond the optics, there was also disbelief in India over India's unabashed support of Palestine. Imperceptibly, the ground beneath was shifting, and Pakistan played a role in it. I'll explain how. While India supported the Palestinian cause, the Arab nations did not return the favor. They did not show such support for India. For instance, in 1962, India and China fought a war, and what was the stand of the Arab nations in that conflict? The 1962 war. They were neutral, and it got worse. Both in 1965 and 1971, India was facing Pakistan on the battlefield, and guess who the Arab nations backed them? They backed Pakistan. Geopolitics doesn't quite work as a one-sided love story, and India learned that lesson over time. Hamas's terror attack on Israel on Saturday shocked the world. India was among the first countries to condemn it. Prime Minister Modi issued a statement. He said, and I quote, "Deeply shocked by the news of terrorist attacks in Israel. Our thoughts and prayers are with the innocent victims and their families. We stand in solidarity with Israel at this difficult hour." Israel has thanked India for this support. India did not want to be shoehorned into a corner, so in 1992 New Delhi established full diplomatic relations with Israel, and over the years the ties have become stronger. In fact, we told you about this on Saturday. Let's reiterate some of the numbers today. India is Israel's 7th largest trade partner, and Israel is India's 3rd largest defense partner. Defense diamonds and drip irrigation dominate the bilateral ties, and this has come in handy for India, especially during the Kargil War. That was in 1999. India issued an SOS. It needed help, and Israel responded. It supplied India with target bombs, and this proved to be crucial in India's victory. Then, in 2014, the Narendra Modi government came to power. Ties with Israel came into focus. In 2017, Prime Minister Modi visited Israel, the first Indian Prime Minister to do so, and he did not go to Palestine there, and this was a major shift on India's SPTH. Modi hyphenated Israel and Palestine. His personal equation with the Israeli leader has been much talked about, from the beach walk to the kite flying to spinning Gandhi's churka. They've done it all. 1 year later, in 2018, Prime Minister Modi did make a trip to Palestine, and this time around he did not visit Israel. So the message from India was clear. India had not abandoned the relationship with Palestine, it had merely recalibrated it. Now, admittedly, this diplomatic maneuvering is a difficult balancing act, but sometimes events demand that nations take a clear stand. Saturday's terror attack by Hamas was one such occasion. Hamas has manipulation of religion as political tribalism has few takers, and India certainly is not one of them. By calling it what it is, a terror attack, the Modi government has made its stand clear.